few moments later. Much later. One eternity later.
Speaking of the lead singer, I really do wish he would just stick to the part where he sings and not come right up to me. I mean, that is standard rock and roll procedure, and I am the lead guitarist, but it's distracting and it's hindering my ability to do my guitar playing duties. I mean, the whole point of being a musician is that you're out there playing an instrument, which requires effort and concentration, which means you're not really into people. And then you're touring and there's people everywhere and you're rushed on stage and there's thousands of people all being way too loud. And then there's the lead singer who never seems to have this problem and he wants you to dance with him. Which is hard enough when you play as fast as we play. It's even harder still when he starts doing his whole air guitar thing. Like he's so into what you're doing that he needs to do it too. But he's just waving his hands around. And it doesn't matter that it's air guitar because you're watching him play the wrong notes and scrambling to erase those hands from your memory and thinking, Jesus, I was only 3 credits away from the marine biology degree. Dolphins are jerks too, but they're not this damned inconsiderate. We could just stick to our respective spots. We could still rock, we just wouldn't have to move around so much and distract each other. And then the lead singer wouldn't get all sweaty with all the jumping and moving around, that desperate look in his eyes, the one that says, please play along. It could be classy, like when we had the symphony. The cellists were going up to the violinists, didn't know how much they were digging what the violins were doing. We should try that. Also, I would like more solos.
I'll always remember that day. I was directing a production of Treasure Island in 1976. Harold Ogleby had been cast as Captain Long John Silver, a promising actor but obsessive, easily consumed. Before we knew it, Harold had gotten it into his head that he actually was Long John Silver.
We're doing this instead, because last night was so bad, and you know why.
You forgot your pirate hat. Keep track of your props.
Hey, come back later.
Arg. Arg. Arg.
At least you're not made of 70% polyester.
Who said that?
I'll make you a deal. Scream, and I'll tell you my story. Thank you. It's hard trying to terrify people when they can just send you to the dry cleaners.
What's the story?
First rule of piracy. Just because you make a deal doesn't mean you keep your end of the bargain. Second rule of piracy. Always dress to the nines.
I think I'll stick to my costume.
I don't believe you. That's what the audience will say when they see your performance. Don't you want to be believed? Don't you want to be great? Put me on. I can make you everything you ever wanted to be. Hey, Jules! I got your texts, and it sounds like we're going to be on a boat for acting reasons. Well, we better be on a boat because that's what I packed for.
And you'll be on this boat, wench, until your father, my sworn enemy, returns my pocket watch!
Okay, awesome.
Steve feels very calm today. And weirdly covered with pipes.
When are we getting on the boat?
Silence, wench!
Oh.
Jules, what are we doing?
I am holding you captive until the captain of the ship hands over the ship. And don't call me Jules. I'm Long John Silver now.
What? You're not even playing Long John Silver. We're doing Pirates of Penzance.
Where's this?
Oh,
This is real. Oh no. Oh, I have wipes.
Come here. Give me the jacket. Hey, Jules. Are you alive? Are you okay? Yes! Be the pirate. Wear me. Jules? Did the jacket by any chance whisper in your mind and tell you to be the pirate? Huh. Hello, jacket. Yar. Yes, yar to you too. So, what's your deal? You know, this be the first time anyone's ever asked me that. Wait, seriously? Aye, it's always who said that? I must be going mad. And the spirit of the jacket whispers in my mind. Okay.
Well, I do not want you to whisper in my mind. But I guess if you want to maybe talk about why you make people pirate crazy, I would really love to listen.
I think I will. The year was 1976. The National Conservatory was new and had barely welcomed its second class. And I was going to make my grand debut as Long John Silver. I was great. But the production was not. I needed a ship as resplendent as me for my voyage into stardom. And so I staged a mutiny.
A mutiny on the theater?
Yes, it was time to rise up and seize the means of production. Stage production. I was sneaking up into the lighting booth when all would come undone. See, as a true pirate, I may have imbibed too many bottles of pirate rum in preparation. As I was reaching forward to finally seize control,
Wow, that's actually insane. I am so sorry that happened to you.
mermaids and rum, the downfall of many a pirate. I haunt this jacket now and all the actors who will never be me.
Because I guess you never actually got to be Long John Silver for an audience. This is heavy.
You can help.
I do not want you to whisper in my mind.
I won't have to. You understand.
I do?
You got possessed.
Oh, God.
And the jacket's been whispering in people's minds ever since.
Please, Grandpa, please. Just one.
Well, all right. How about the Three Little Pigs?
That again.
How about Little Red Riding Hood?
Boring.
How about The Origin of Love?
The origin of love?
It starts out like this. Many years ago, while the Earth was still young, humans looked very different than how we look now. They had 4 arms, 4 legs, 2 heads, and round torsos. Some of them looked like 2 men glued back to back. They were called the Children of the Sun. Still others looked like 2 women attached in the same manner. They were called the Children of the Earth. As for the Children of the Moon, they looked like a man and woman joined together. They walked both backwards and forwards and ran by turning cartwheels. But the children could be a bit much at times, and this greatly worried the gods. Thor suggested using his hammer to kill the children, but Zeus thought it would be better if he used his lightning bolts to cut them in half. With that, he raised a lightning bolt and threw it down to the earth. And just like that, a storm of fire rained down on the humans, splitting them clean in half down the middle. Amid the chaos, Ocean and the gods of the Nile sent a hurricane to scatter the now severed humans across the earth. And ever since that day, humans walk the earth, looking for their other half.
That was a nice story. I'm tired now. Good night, Grandpa.
Good night, little one.
Grandpa?
Yes?
Do you think I'll find my other half?
Of course, little one. Now go to sleep.
Are you alright, honey? You've barely touched your food.
Dad, can I ask you something?
Sure, honey, fire away.
You and Mom had this beautiful relationship. How did you know you were in love with her?
I remember it like it was yesterday. It was the summer of '89, and, we were driving down to Florida to visit my parents. We were just outside of Tallahassee when the car broke down. To make matters worse, the nearest auto shop wasn't going to be open until Monday of the following week. After hitching a ride from another motorist, we ended up at a rundown motel. It wasn't much to write home about, but by that point it was getting late and we were so tired we didn't care. A few hours later, we're sitting outside because the AC was broken and it had gotten stuffy in that room. All of a sudden, I Was Made for Loving You by Kiss came on the radio. Your mother always loved that song. As I watched her sing in and dance into it, I couldn't stop smiling, and I thought to myself, as horrible as all of this has been, I can't think of anyone I would rather be going through this with. Why do you ask?
It's just that I watch everyone else get so wrapped up in looking for their other half that they don't seem to see anything else. And then here I am, and I still haven't found my other half.
Or you're still young. You might find somebody. Just take your time.
What if I never find my other half? I don't even know that I want to do the whole marriage and babies thing. I think I just want to write music.
Now, come on, honey. You know that isn't a realistic career.
See the world and do other things?
What's not to like about marriage and children? You don't want to end up like your aunt, do you? Speaking of your aunt, I need you to run these over to her house for me. Can you do that?
Sure thing.
Come in, darling. I haven't seen you in so long. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
I was just fixing some tea. Would you like some?
Yes, please.
Make yourself at home.
You met Fleetwood Mac?
Oh, yeah. I was a backup singer for them during their Mirage tour in '82.
You worked as a backup singer?
Absolutely. I moved out to LA with a simple dream to be a singer. I even started my own band. It didn't work out, but it gave me some pretty cool memories. I still keep up with the other band members to this day. There's more there where that came from. I've also got some pictures of your mother if you want to take a look.
I would love to. I never knew Mom wanted to be an environmental scientist.
It was all she ever talked about. Unfortunately, we didn't have the money to put her through school, so she settled for being a park ranger instead. You're welcome to keep the pictures of her if you want them.
Thank you so much!
Penny for your thoughts?
You did so many amazing things in your own life, despite not having a partner of any kind. How did you do it?
Just followed my heart, honey. There's more to life than marriage and kids. And that's not to say there's anything inherently wrong with that. It's just that isn't the life for everyone. And for what it's worth, your mom did just as much both before and after she met your dad. At the end of the day, life is what you make of it.
You pose a good point. Oh, goodness, it's getting late. I better get going. Thanks for everything.
Before you go, I just remembered something. Your grandfather asked me to give this to you, and I kept forgetting to do it.
Oh, thank you. I'll see you around.
Don't be a stranger, hon. Come by and see me sometime.
Will do!
My dearest granddaughter, I cannot begin to put in words how proud I am of you and the wonderful young woman you have become, but I get the sense that something is weighing on you. You remind me so much of your mother, so I'm going to tell you something I told her when she was your age. A partner is a nice thing to have and take pride in, but if you're not already good enough without one, then you'll never be good enough with one. Your worth comes not from who you are with, but who you are. So go forth, my darling, and follow your heart, and know that no matter what happens, you are so very loved. You are smarter than you think, braver than you believe, stronger than you seem. Love you always, your grandfather.
The sun rises on the savannah. The rabbit and autistic human have formed a symbiotic relationship. The human presents an offering of lettuce to the rabbit as a sign of subservience. The rabbit has accepted the offering, thus cementing their alliance. Resources are running low. The human must leave the safety of their home and forage for food elsewhere. They prepare to face the inhospitable wilderness of neurotypical society alone. In the wild, humans like to move their hands in elaborate patterns. Scientists believe this is a form of communication. Our human does not understand the meaning of this gesticulation, but attempts to gesticulate back in order to camouflage into their surroundings. They have arrived at the foraging grounds. The competition is rife. It is survival of the fittest, and our human begins to feel like a short-necked giraffe. The landscape is harsh and uninhabitable. The bright sun of the savannah makes it hard to navigate the surrounding terrain. The human has forgotten the purpose for their journey to this hostile place. They must remember, and soon, if they are to stand a chance of completing their mission. At last, they have remembered their goal. Potential social interaction, the natural enemy of the autistic human. Their natural defenses have kicked in. We see a flight response. Success! The resources have been secured. The self-checkout. Safety is within reach. Darwin be damned. The short-necked giraffe has lived to fight another day. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not drunk or hungover. I'm sorry. I'm autistic. I have sensory issues, and so I use glasses and headphones sometimes in different environments. But I'm gonna go now. Yeah. Bye. You know, in the science textbooks where they used to have those diagrams explaining survival of the fittest and Darwinian evolution? Well, there's this one picture, and it was of some giraffes. And the first picture, all the giraffes had short necks, and so they were all eating the leaves from the bushes. And then in the second picture, one of the giraffes still had a short neck, but the other giraffe had a long neck. And the giraffe with the long neck was eating leaves off of the trees, and there was no more bushes, so the giraffe with the short neck was just standing there trying to reach the leaves, but they couldn't. And then in the third picture, the giraffe with the long neck is still eating the leaves, and the giraffe with the short neck is dead and just laying there, probably decomposing on the ground. Sometimes I feel like I'm that short-necked giraffe. That no matter how hard I try to accommodate myself to survive in a world that just was not made for someone like me, that it's never going to be enough. No matter what I do, no matter how hard I try, it's never going to be enough. And there's always going to be long-necked giraffes staring down at me like, why is that person just lying on the ground, dead. Why couldn't they just reach the freaking leaves? I don't want to get confirmed. I'm not even sure if I believe in a God.
Can't you just do this one thing for me?
Behind marriage and paying alms to the church, this is the most important ceremony you will take part in. When you commit your life to God, when you stand up there as a true believer, He will in turn bless you. I know I have experienced His blessings firsthand. When I was a boy, I was scared of being eaten by a whale. I prayed to God every day, asked Him not to let a whale eat me, and He listened. To this day, I have never been eaten by a whale. Yes?
Did you, live near a beach?
No, I lived in New York City. Now, I want you all to identify your own whales. What in life are you afraid of, and what do you want to pray to God to protect you from?
Is he joking about the whale thing? Because it didn't seem like he was joking. But I'm also really bad at telling when people are joking, so I might be wrong.
No, he was serious.
But doesn't he realize that the chances of being eaten by a whale in New York City are astronomically low? Like pretty much zero.
Look, it's not about the whale. It's just a sign of God's goodness. All-powerful being could have fed him to a whale, but was benevolent enough not to.
How is not feeding a second person to a whale benevolent? Most people have never fed a single person to a whale. But that doesn't make them good. It just keeps them from getting charged with manslaughter. Besides, does that mean that if he hadn't specifically asked to not be eaten by a whale, God would have just assumed he was okay with getting eaten by a whale? I feel like we shouldn't have to specifically tell anyone. especially not someone who's supposed to be omniscient, that we do not want to get eaten by a whale. Does this mean that you have to like list out and individually request all the animals you do not want to be eaten by? Like, what about the people who were eaten by a whale? Does this mean that if they had just prayed not to be, then it wouldn't have happened?
Yes! Unless it's in God's plan that you should be eaten. Or, like, if the whale prays to God to eat you and you haven't prayed to God to ask him to ask the whale not to, in which case the whale wins and gets to eat you. But it's okay, because God works in mysterious ways, and you're in a better place now.
My uncle was mauled by a bear, and he's not in a better place. He's in hospice.
Thank you. Oh, sorry, that's...
Don't worry, it's all part of God's plan.
And this is the tabernacle where the blood and body of Christ are kept. If you do everything this ancient, highly disputed, and ambiguously written text tells you to do, apart from the parts of the Old Testament that we pretend don't exist because this is a patriarchal system and we hate to hold men accountable for their actions. Then someday you'll be able to take the sacrament and become a full member of the church. Does anyone have any questions? Yes.
If we eat the blood and body of Christ, then isn't that cannibalism?
Some might say that. And this is why I would like you to run any and all questions you plan to ask the bishop when he visits by me first. So any questions?
Well, I do have one, but I don't know if a bishop is the right person to ask.
Is it about religion?
I think so. I mean, it seems to be.
Okay.
Do whales actually eat people?
When I look to the world, I see a lot of evil. I see a lot of lives destined for hell. I see women killing their babies. I see people committing suicide. I see man going against God's design for marriage and choosing to fornicate with members of the same sex. Yes, when I look at the world, I see evil. But when I look around this room, I see those choosing to follow in God's light. When I look at those of you who come here to be confirmed today, I see future priests and housewives. As a man of God, I love everyone. God calls on us not to hold hatred in our hearts, so instead, we must speak it out into the world and enforce it in laws. It's not bigotry, if it is bigotry.
Thank you so much, Bishop, for that beautiful speech. Here. You are like this penny that's been abandoned by the side of the road and then run over multiple times. No matter how broken and damaged you are, no matter how little your value is, God still sees worth in you.
I'm glad you did it. Can you get a picture with the bishop before we go? Your grandmother wants one.
That bishop sucks.
No, but it will make her happy.
I did the wrong thing. I shouldn't have gone through with it. Do you think it's too late to get excommunicated?
I don't think they do that anymore. Now that you're a full member of the church, you can work to change things. I'm sure there are a lot of people here who don't agree with what the bishop said.
But no one said anything. I didn't say anything. I just walked up there like it was all fine.
Sometimes it's just not the time.
I don't think there's a God.
Why not?
Because if there was, that bishop would be eaten by a whale.
Jesus died for somebody's sins, but not mine. Milton, pot of thieves, wild cord of my sleeve, thick heart of stone, my sins my own, they belong to me.
Feeling generic? Lotion with the label peeled off smells regular with a scent that'll remind you you're wearing lotion. Not to mention it pairs beautifully with our normal smelling no brand shampoo that makes your hair look just fine. No fuss, no loyalty towards us. Thank you for being you. Now, back to the show.
Dear Diary, to think it's been a year since my most unhappy trial in transport and subsequent wreck upon this strange isle. My fellow countrymen in this land, I have long come to accept as such. Many times I've said that they must be fever dreams of my sunburnt mind, for how else should such creatures speak like men or know the English tongue? But in truth, imagined or no, I should have perished many times were it not for their wise counsel and clever folk crafts. It shall be Christmas soon. I have told them of the feasting and raucous pageantry back in England, and they have resolved to have Christmas themselves. They've been out all day about their festive labours, foraging the land for all manner of pretty things. I dare say it shan't look much like the Christmases back home. But something always stops me whenever I think to correct them.
Miss Ashley?
Oh, yes, little Wigglesworth.
I have a question about Christmas.
What would you like to know?
Why has it happened?
Well, I suppose it's to celebrate the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Oh, no, that's not somebody here. This all happened a very, very long time ago.
He's dead?
You know, it's complicated, actually.
Oh, goodness. Has someone gone into brumation? Will it spread?
Oh, no, I was just explaining to Wigglesworth why we celebrate Christmas. It's because this man named Christ was born on that day. You've really never heard of Christ or any of all that, have you?
Evidently not.
Then I think it's time that I told you the story of Christmas. Once upon a time, there was a lady named Mary. One day, Father Christmas came down from on high in his magical sleigh and said,
"Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! My boss God wanted me to let you know he laid an egg inside of you."
I know, so of course Mary's all, what?
How? Why did he do that? And Father Christmas said, "Oh, that's easy.
Because the egg is very, very important. It's going to save the world one day.
And as for the how, by divine miracle."
And everyone was all like,
"Oh, all right, that's all right then. Splendid, splendid. Now everybody go to this place called Bethlehem. You can follow my friend, this star."
So Mary and Joseph peeled out on their donkey.
What?
Oh, remember when I told you of horses? Well, donkeys are much like those, except much smaller and grey and with big, enormous ears. But along the way...
And this Joseph, he's a human boy?
Yes, I think so.
Huh. Carry on.
Along the way, they were set upon by brigands, agents of Herod, the really, really, really mean king.
And humans, they don't fight with their mouths, they fight with swords.
Oh, but Mary and Joseph, they didn't have swords. They were too poor and humble.
Oh, no!
But then a great miracle happened. Festive garlands and evergreen boughs rained down from on high, and so Mary and Joseph stabbed the brigands with the pointy leaves and used the garlands as garrotes. Anyway, they arrived in Bethlehem. But the star had invited so many distant friends and hangers-on that the place was simply packed to the brim. In fact, the only spot that Mary and Joseph could squeeze in was standing inside this tiny manger. Oh, a manger is like a square wooden food dish for animals. Then Mary laid the egg. It was bloody massive. And everyone said,
"Jesus, that thing is massive."
And so they named him Jesus. Then 3 wise guys showed up, bearing gifts of gold, Frankensteins, and murder. And everyone lived happily ever after.
The end.
Did that really happen?
Oh, yes. Well, I wasn't there, of course, but they say that the story of Christmas is all too real.
But why would God need a miracle to lay an egg in someone? Hadn't he an ovipositor? Just use an ovipositor.
If I had to guess, I would say it's because God works in mysterious ways.
God is really big, so the ovipositor would need to be really, really big, and she'd die.
Or maybe it's really, really small. So small she couldn't see it or feel it. So if he just told her it was a miracle, she wouldn't know.
Are you saying God just lies to people?
Why not? It makes the most sense from what you've told us about him.
Things would be a right mess if that were true.
Not more of a mess than things already are, I shouldn't say.
I want a God egg!
Well, I don't know if God wants to lay any more eggs, but maybe tonight, if you are very, very good and sleep very soundly, Father Christmas will bring you a regular egg as a tasty treat.
Everyone, go to bed! Go to bed right now!
Diary, I fear my own festive labors have only begun. I must now venture forth into the swamp to find little Wigglesworth a tasty egg from Father Christmas. If this be my last entry, I have been eaten by the gators. Or the mosquitoes.
This is Victoria. Victoria was told it was polite to make eye contact. Victoria is being very polite right now. She is not even blinking. Victoria wishes she were a chimp, so this would be considered a sign of aggression and not a societal norm. Victoria likes the companionship of rabbits, listening to David Byrne, traveling to different Titanic museums, art. Victoria also likes being a menace to society, advocating unapologetically for what she believes in, feeling like she lives in a tree, the cobalt blue of her noise-canceling headphones, the way this rock fits perfectly in her hand, this specific fork, the back card from the Rorschach test, being left the fuck alone, saying she wants to be a bunny multiple times a day, making crucial life decisions out of spite, the upcoming rabbit revolution. Victoria dislikes the feel of velvet, the buzzing of fluorescent lights, pointless conversations, people who play with their power. The number 3. Layered noises. The existence of chalk. The Fairfax County Public School System. The current political administration. Everything else about the Rorschach test. This late-stage capitalist hellscape we live in. The foibles of humanity. The fact that the world is not run by a single almighty rabbit. This list of redacted names.
I walked across an empty land. I knew the pathway like the back of my hand. I felt the earth beneath my feet. Sat by the river and it made me complete. Oh, simple thing, where have you gone? I'm getting old and I need something to rely on. And if you have a minute, why don't we go talk about it
Spooky Con. 4 days to celebrate our many passions and obsessions fiercely, unapologetically. At the end of those 4 days, the after party loomed over our heads, posing that one evergreen question. Would we get a date for the night? Nico climbs up the statues of the characters until they've reached a suitable height to deliver a rousing speech. Did we not come to this con to conquer, to feast upon fun and fandom, to demand the respect we fucking deserve?
Wait, partner. I've always wanted to invade France.
No, George, it's my late race.
What? The first round is the fashion show.
As you can see, my general is sporting a coquettish suit of armor that does not guard her face, chest, stomach, thighs, or arms. She will not survive her first battle, but damned if she will not make a pretty corpse.
Wrong! Bernadette the Bone Queen's skimpy armor is what gives her her magic potency. Now, evil Squidward is strutting down the runway. Look at him swing those luscious tentacles.
It hurts to watch.
Now it's time for the swimsuit competition.
What a pathetic creature. He would not survive the horrors of Little Miss War.
Look, I painted a bikini on evil Squidward.
Don't say I never gave you anything.
There's gotta be a way to help Omen understand what being in a fandom's all about. Yes, George.
What? Here, there's 78 results. These are like epics.
Pretty much. You can check the tags to see if you might be interested in the story. Like this one.
Plunging his blood spear into my heart. Brachius/Astafax. Enemies to lovers. I have...
Yes, George. Yes, what is it? What do you want?
I feel a strong urge to stab you with my
The
mouth.
after party was glorious. Oh, bye, George. Omen arrived in their finest armor, wielding their finest flail, and announced they were here to conquer the festivities. You could have tried to stop them, but what can you say? You're a sucker for a beautiful person who can kick your ass.